And India is waiting for that first Olympic medal from athletics.
All right. Yes, sir, please.
Anju, this is Aya. So now, would you think that, the way she has performed, and you think the other more favored, throwers would be a little under pressure? Hey, who's this upstart who suddenly come and put up this first throw? And she has the bravado of the underdog, so to speak, as Viren mentioned. No pressure, no baggage. And, if she's 66 is the best, which might actually be a very compelling throw in these Olympics.
66, there's a realistic chance for a medal.
Yeah.
And my American, she already did 66. But the Croatian, I think she ended with a 63 throw. But she can come up. She is a 70-plus thrower. And Sandra, she did 2 fouls. So 3 70-plus throwers are already there. But God knows how much they can do in finals. Yeah. But I hope our athlete, she will come up with maybe better than 66, and she can end into, she can come in that podium finish.
All right. Well, thank you so much, ma'am. Thanks a lot for joining in, and all the best to Kamalpreet Kaur. And we wish her luck, and I hope she, of course, makes a big throw above 64 if she can. All right, with that, moving on to boxing, shifting gears to punches. Of course, there's a bit of a disappointment from Amit Pangal, but we've got Pooja Rani in contention. Very quickly, Viren. We saw her go up against Algeria's Ishraq Chap. So, from there to China, what is the difference between the opponents and the threat that stands in front of her?
Oh, I thought Pooja Rani was very impressive in that first first bout against Ishraq Chab of Tunisia, but it'll be far tougher against her Chinese opponent. This is one of the top heavyweight boxers in the world in women's boxing. So it's definitely not going to be easy for Pooja. Having said that, Pooja has been in great form, especially over the last 6 months. I think she's really improved her fitness, her mobility, her hand speed, her footwork. She displayed all of those skill sets in her first round bout. And this is the bout that really matters. This is the medal bout. Lavlina just got better in her 2 bouts, and Pooja Rani will need to fight out of her skin today to beat the Chinese and get an assured medal for India. So make no mistake, it's going to be tough, but Pooja definitely has the capability to surprise her Chinese opponent.
Right, she goes up against Li Quan from China, and the lady would want to emulate Lavlina Borgohain. She comes from the Bhiwani district of Haryana, and she for sure is a player to watch out for.
Player profile.
New Delhi-based Pooja Rani. She comes into this one in good form. Says she had a great training camp in Italy. Round of 16 women's middleweight action then sees the woman in the red, Pooja Rani. Rani is hugely experienced and very capable. Oh, lovely. Catch Rani with a couple of those. Risk-free. So risk-free, right on the belt.
In red, Pooja Rani.
Rani got it. And it was unanimous. Now she can allow herself a smile. One more win, and there's an Olympic medal. Next stop, the quarterfinals for Pooja Rani.
Player profile.
Well, the 30-year-old from Haryana is definitely quite the story, and she will be in contention against China. Do not miss out on that bout. With that, we'll take a short break here. Don't go anywhere, as we'll be joined by someone very special in our next segment.
मेहनत तो हम सब ने बड़ी करी थी, रुकना नहीं है। जब मैदान बंद हो गया तो घर मैदान बन गया, स्टेडियम बंद हो गया तो छत स्टेडियम बन गई। लोगों ने पूछा इससे क्या होगा, हमने बोला 365 दिन की ट्रेनिंग और होगी, मेडल का रंग और बेहतर होगा।
हाय, आप अपनी पहली सैलरी कैसे खर्च करेंगे?
डेफिनेटली कुछ पैसे इन्वेस्ट करना चाहूँगा।
मैं अपने छोटे भाई के लिए स्मार्टफोन खरीदूंगी।
मैं अपनी पहली सैलरी अपने पापा मम्मी को देना चाहूँगा।
मुझे ट्रैवलिंग का बहुत शौक है।
मैं लाइफ इंश्योरेंस पॉलिसी लूंगा क्योंकि वो मेरे और मेरी फैमिली की सिक्योरिटी के लिए जरूरी है।
Champions are made here as well. Rummy culture, the culture of champions.
Green dreams, it seems are coming true. Bearing in mind, it takes a toll.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, now let me tell you, this morning was not just beautiful for India, but of course for the world. And here's a moment that we'd like to show you. It is from a man called Kevin Gordon from Guatemala, who has qualified for the semi-finals, defeating his Korean opponent. And let me tell you, it has happened for the first time for Guatemala that they've qualified in the semi-finals. Guatemala has won only one Olympic medal in the history of Olympics, and take a look at that reaction. Viren, as an athlete, as a player yourself, what do you make of that reaction?
I mean, that's incredible. This is what brings the romance of Olympic sport here. And as a pure fan of sport, you live to see these moments, and you can just see how much it meant to Kevin Gordon. I mean, most hardcore sports fans would have barely heard of Kevin Gordon, and for him to come to the semi-finals of the Olympics, he's been unheard of in all Super Series tournaments. He's been unheard of in the world of badminton, really, and he's outside the top 50 in the world. He's created upset after upset after upset, and to reach this far, so incredible, and I'm not surprised that means so much to him. And it's just great as a sports fan to see such emotional moment in sport. There's nothing like sport to give you these moments.
He'll be a national hero.
He is a national hero. We saw that reaction from Lavlina yesterday, and now, of course, we have that reaction from Kevin Gordon. All the best to you, and don't forget to catch the big match that we have PV Sindhu versus Tai Tzu Ying live at 3:20 p.m. on the Sony Sports Network. That's the big one, so you don't want to miss out on that. With that, let me introduce our very special guest that we have with us. Rahul Banerjee, Olympian and Indian archer, joins us on the show virtually. Good morning. Welcome back, Rahul. Rahul, can you hear us? All right, he will come in very soon, but of course, let's talk about archery and the upset that we had from Atanu Das. And let's talk about the pressure that our archers and shooters are going through when they go on the big stage and have to perform at eliminations and, of course, the big rounds. You know, Viren, the whole topic of the Olympics this time is that it's okay to not be okay. It's okay if you're under pressure, and it's okay to come out and speak about it. You think that's the kind of pressure that our archers and shooters are under, and what is the role of the psychologists that they've been working with so far?
I think undoubtedly there is pressure when you participate at the Olympics. You qualify on merit to represent your country. There's a lot of competition within the country to reach the Olympic stage. The Olympics is one global tournament where a country just cannot nominate anyone to go there. You have to achieve international benchmarks or qualification marks to go to the Olympics. So the standards are extremely high. Expectations in India are very high from sports like shooting and archery. So it's tough from them today. Atanu was up against the London Olympic silver medalist in Furukawa a couple of days